time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. Hello everyone and welcome to Driving with Todd. We're going to do a comparison today. And this one really surprises me since I'm a huge Monkees fan. I love the Monkees. They're in my top 5 of favorite all-time rock groups ever. Well, the song that we're going to take a look at is a song called Saturday's Child. It's a great song. I love the song. It's done by a studio group and then sung by Mickey Dolenz, as much of the early Monkees songs were done on their first 2 albums. And the song Saturday Child appears on the first Monkees album, which was released in 1966. It was never released as a single, but appeared on many Monkees compilation albums later on, and it appeared in the 3rd episode of the Monkees TV show in the first season. And that 3rd episode is called Monkees vs. Machine. What I didn't know about the song, and I don't understand why I don't, but what I didn't know about the song was that it is written by David Gates. Yes, David Gates of Bread. He did a lot of writing for other groups in the early and mid 60s before he was part of the group Bread, where he wrote a lot of the songs as well. What I found out is that on YouTube, there's an actual YouTube video of David Gates' original demo version of Saturday's Child that he recorded in 1966 when he wrote the song. And it was to be used for the studio musicians that were going to record the song for the Monkees. Now, it's kind of cool that this exists, and I want to hear it. I've not heard this before. And I'm a fan of David Gates. I like David Gates. I'm a big fan of Bread. I really like Bread a lot. So I thought this would be kind of cool to hear a song written by David Gates for the Monkees, and it appeared on the first Monkees album and in their first season, their 3rd episode. So the next thing I did was I looked on a website. It's called Secondhand Songs. I use that quite a bit to see, did anybody else do this song? Well, there's quite a number of groups. Well, not really quite a number. There's like 6 other groups that did this song. But one of them that blew me away was Hermits did a cover of this song in 1967, about a year after the Monkees version was released. The song appears on the 5th US album, and it's actually the 3rd UK album, called There's a Kind of a Hush All Over the World. Now, I have that album, but I don't remember hearing a version of Saturday's Child on that album. But I have not listened to it in quite a while, probably in years, so I probably don't remember. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to play the original demo done by David Gates prior to the recording for the Monkees, and then listen to Herman's Hermits do a cover version that they did about a year after the Monkees version was released, and see which ones are similar to the Monkees version and which ones are. This will be kind of fun. So here we go. We're going to start with David Gates doing a demo version of Saturday's Child, and then follow that up with the Herman's Hermits version.
Always feeling low down.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right here. This is very, very close to the Monkees version. Now, the difference is this is a demo, so it's kind of rough. It's like, this is how I think the song should go, and there wasn't a lot of production done into it. You know, they played the instruments. I mean, it had the guitar, the heavy riffed guitar in here. The vocals are very, very similar to Mickey Dolenz. Mickey Dolenz, I think, has a little bit higher pitch in his voice. And then they've got that part where you go doom doo doo doom 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 doo doo doom 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 doom. That's in the Monkees version. So it's very, very similar. And then when you get into the refrain, that's in the Monkees version too. So I can see where David Gates put his thoughts together, got studio musicians to help him put a demo together, and then the team that did the Monkees version followed this pretty much the same, from at least what I've heard so far, but added a lot of heavy production, making it sound really nice and clean. So let's keep on going and see how this goes.
You love a Wednesday, you live your life apart now. And if you love a Thursday, she's gonna break your heart. So I'm in love with Saturday's child.
Every time you hold her close,
She drives me wild.
you can feel the thrill that love should
Gonna spend my time
Now the future has a guarantee.
making sure that Saturday's child is mine. 7 days in the week, babe, to choose from, but only one is right for me. I know Saturday's got what it takes, babe. I can tell by the way she looks at me. Friday likes the good life. She'll take you for a ride now. Sunday makes a good wife, but she wants to be a bride. So I'm in love with Saturday's child.
Every time you think about it,
She drives me wild.
you wanna dance and roll the way up
Gonna spend
time.
my time
You can tell the future's looking
making
bright.
sure that Saturday's child is mine.
That was great. That was great. I didn't know it was going to fade that fast, but yeah, they kind of faded that out. I don't know what happened to the original recording. Like, again, this is a demo, so somebody owns the rights to this, I guess, and allowed it to be on YouTube. But great version of the song. I mean, it's very similar to the Monkees version. Like I said, he recorded this and saying, this is how I'm thinking the song should be. The Monkees team took it into the studio and reproduced it, just really cleaned it up and added a lot of production onto it, and then, you know, added Mickey Dolenz's voice to the song. And it like I said, the Monkees version is fantastic, just a fantastic version of this song. But it's fun to hear David Gates do this song. I mean, he wrote it and he's thinking about it. And there's some great instrumentation here, too. If you listen to the bass guitar in here, the bass guitar really drives the song. And I think that's kind of cool, too. A little bit drumming, not real heavy. And then, like I said, the guitars are kind of heavy riffing guitars, a little bit heavier than just standard pop music. And David Gates, the guy's got a great voice. I mean, I thought he did a great job singing this song. And then when you get into the refrain, I don't know if he's got backup vocalists on here, or if they're just he's double tracking his voice to get the backing vocals into it. But like I said, very similar to what the Monkees finally had on their first album. So cool version, great job, David. Let's hear how Hermits took this song and then interpreted in the way that Hermits interprets their songs.
Monday had a sad charm, always feeling low down. they had a dream child. She's always on the go, so I'm in love with Saturday's child.
Every time you take her out
she
at
drives
night,
me wild.
you wanna kiss her, hold her way
I wanna spend my
uptight.
time
You can tell the future's looking
making
bright.
sure that Saturday's child is mine. If you love a Wednesday.
Okay, stop it right here. Pretty much like the original demo and similar to the Monkees. The difference is they added some strings in there when they go into that guitar thing. Do 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 do. They added strings in there to go along with the guitar. That's kind of cool. I like that idea. And again, the bass guitar in this one is really driving as well. If you listen to the bass guitar, it's right there. Peter Noone's voice, a little bit different on here. It's not how I normally would think of Peter Noone singing a song. I thought this would be a little bit more of a, I don't know, British accent into the song. He threw a lot of that into their music. This one, he's kind of singing straight out. And the other thing is, I'm not sure if Hermits, the band, actually plays on these songs, or if they have backup musicians or studio musicians to do their instrumental backing track, and then Peter Noone just lays his voice on top of it. I'm not sure how they did their recording. I'm not that familiar with Hermits other than having their music. So let's keep on going. This is a pretty cool version too. It's much different. This is much different than the Monkees, but it's following the David Gates original demo. So let's keep on going.
If you love a Wednesday, you live your life apart now. And if you love a Thursday, she's gonna break your heart. So I'm in love with Saturday's
Every time you
child.
hold her close,
She
you see
drives me wild.
love
I
should
wanna
be.
spend my
Now the future
time
has a
making
guarantee.
sure that Saturday's child is mine. 7 days in the week made to choose from, but only one is right for me. I know Saturday's got what it takes, babe. I can tell by the way she looks at me. Friday likes the good life. She'll take you for a ride now. And Sunday makes a good wife, but she wants to be a bride, so I'm in love with Saturday's child.
Every time you take her out
She
at
drives me
night,
wild.
you wanna kiss her all the way
I wanna spend my
outside.
time
You can tell the future's looking
making sure
bright.
that Saturday's child is mine.
Much different than the Monkees. I like it a lot. I like it, but it follows the David Gates original demo, but the instrumentation is so different in the Hermits version. When you get into the middle 8 section, it's like they only have the drum and the bass and Peter Noone's vocals. I was trying to listen to other instruments in there. I wasn't sure if I heard any other instruments. And then when you get back into the verse, then the guitars come back in again. I think that's the way I heard that. I do like their use of strings in here. I think that adds a touch of class in this version of the song. I do like the strings. I think that's pretty cool. What really sells this song in my mind is the refrain. This song has such a great refrain. It hooks you and brings you right into the song, and you got to listen to the rest of the song. And once you start hearing the lyrics are pretty cool as well in the verses. But this has a great refrain, and I think both the Monkees and Hermits did a great job on the refrain of this song. And like I said, Peter Noone's voice was different. It wasn't what I would normally consider Peter Noone, being, things like Henry VIII or Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter, and some of these other songs. The door swings both ways. His voice sounded a lot different. It sounded more mature on this particular song. But I liked it. In fact, I'm going to have to dig out my Hermits, kind of a hush elm out and clean it up and maybe give it a listen to now that I've heard this version of the song. Because like I said, I don't remember it. I do not remember it all. But kind of cool. Very cool. Because like I said, I've heard the Monkees version hundreds and hundreds of times. I love the Monkees. I love their version of Saturday's Child. And when I found that David Gates wrote it, it's like, how did I not know that? How did I not know that David Gates wrote this song? And he was writing songs here in the early 60s, middle 60s, for other rock groups before he became famous within Bread, which is also eye-opening to me, that David Gates was doing things that early in the 60s. So this was fun, listening to David Gates' original demo and then listening to a cover version of the song that was originally released by the Monkees, and this version was by Hermits. So I hope you enjoyed this comparison. If you did, why don't you hit that like button? That'd be really cool. That'd be the old thumbs up button. I know I'd really appreciate if you did that. If you have any comments about David Gates' demo version or Hermits cover version, put it in the comments below. That'd also be really appreciated. Now I'm going to take a link to both videos, and the sound on the Hermits wasn't great, but there's a number of videos out there of this song. Not a lot. There's like maybe 4 or 5, and none of them had great sound. So I'm thinking that is actually how the song was recorded. It was probably recorded on a 4-track, maybe an 8-track soundboard. I'm not sure, but each one, the sound was not dynamite, not as good even as the David Gates original demo, but it was still fun to listen to, and had some really neat sections in it. So I'm going to take a link to both videos, the David Gates and the Hermits, put in my description below. So if you want to watch them again, click on those links. They'll open up, play all the way through for you, and I won't be stopping them this time. I'm also going to put a link to the channels that uploaded these videos into YouTube into my description below. Check out those channels. They may have something else you might want to watch. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, why don't you do it right now? You have my video open. Just go below my video, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be making me very happy. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. Yep, this was eye-opening to me. David Gates demo and a cover by Hermits of a song that I love by the Monkees. This put a huge smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a huge smile on your face. And peace out, baby.